Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Special update tonight, day 591 of the war in Ukraine. But today, we're going to talk about something that's absolutely 100% connected to the war in Ukraine. For those of you that have been around me for a long time, if you go back in my YouTube history, and it was even before then, because I wasn't even using YouTube, I was actually using other platforms. I was talking about Israel 3 and 4 years ago, way before the war in Ukraine started. Knew this was coming. This is easy. But you can see, yeah, there's the hat. She's beautiful. Thank you guys for being here. I see you guys already in the chat. Appreciate you all. Hernan, my friend from down south, welcome to you. All you guys, I could see Raccoon and Skeg in here chatting. They're buddies now. And all of you guys, appreciate every one of you. Joey Boy down there. In Australia with Skeghead. Ricochet, welcome to you, sir. Carl Elwell, my friend from Vegas. All of you guys in here, thank you. Don Gentilini, as always, you're my resident expert of Eastern Europe. So, guys, here we're going to jump into it. I'm going to show you this right now. As expected, completely quiet in Ukraine, and it will be quiet. Although I can tell you Kherson was just hit about 30 minutes ago. Very hard, burning. Buildings are damaged, destroyed. We'll see the results of that. But, of course, the world's going to be silent about that. And okay, so here's the question. We're going to jump right in. Tim Ryder, hello to you, my friend. Let me answer the question. Special update. I'm going to give you everything I have. Everything I've got coming from the IDF. It is coming from Israelis. It's coming from Ukrainian friends I have inside Israel. Here's the deal. It's 100% connected. I'm going to say this from the get-go. 100% connected. Follow the money, folks. Follow the money. Who supports Hamas financially? Iran. Ding, ding, ding. Who supports Iran financially? Russia. Ding, ding, ding. You got it, folks. Follow the money. Now, was this expected? No. Was this level expected in Israel? No. Is this their 9/11? Yes. Is this tragic? Yes. Multiple reasons. A, of course, the loss of life and human life on both sides, terrible. Lost, but lots of loss today. But it's much bigger than that. It shows Israel got caught with their pants down. I'm just going to tell it direct and straight. Much like the United States on 9/11 got caught with its pants down, Israel got caught with its pants down. Now, unfortunately, this is going to really detract from the narrative that is happening in Ukraine. And folks, of course, this is exactly what Vladimir Putin wants. Intel dropped the ball. Not only Intel, Ricochet, but this is an absolute embarrassment. And these are quotes I'm giving you guys from my friends, IDF. This is an absolute embarrassment what happened in our nation today. Will this affect the war in Ukraine? 1,000,000% yes. Will this affect Russia? 1,000,000% yes. Iran, yes. Hamas, Lebanon, Syria, Turkey, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. Yes, 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 to all of it. This is not 30 missiles coming into the border and Israel popping back and destroying that, and it's over. You don't hear anything for 6 or 8 weeks. This is not that. This is war, and folks, we are going to witness, I'm telling you right now, and it's on video, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see shock and awe. I'm telling you, you're going to see shock and awe. I got to send a special hello here. Eric, EC, what's up? Big hello to Hans Hess. What happened to the Iron Dome? The Iron Dome was overwhelmed, 4,000 rockets in the air. There was also just the shock. And I'm going to show you guys video of everything. And I'm sorry, this is a narrative that I know. I study Israel. I study it with what's going on in the Middle East, and of course, what I believe is happening in the world, biblically based as well. Ezekiel 38 unfolded today. Easy. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just do yourself a favor. It doesn't matter if you're religious or not. Just go read it. Just go read Ezekiel 38. Send me a message. I'm telling you, it's spot on. And if you're here in Pennsylvania tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing about that. There's no way what happened in Israel today we cannot ignore. So be ready for that at church tomorrow, guys. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, but my logic here is probably going to be a little bit out of order, but I'm going to give it to you the best way I can, and I'm going to confirm to you 100% that Russia's involved in this, at least as far as I'm concerned and my friends are concerned. And here we go. The little marks there that look like little sunshines, those were the initial missile strikes. So when we got off the air last night, 24 hours ago, this basically started just a couple of hours later. In fact, if I tell on myself, I fell asleep with my contacts in my eyes, and I woke up and I had left my studio on, which I've shown you guys before, all the screens and lights. I'd left everything on. I was tired from traveling from Maine, and my computers were like going crazy. And I started communicating and was up a lot in the middle of the night, figuring out what was going on, and really, to be honest, in shock. Not that there was a rocket strike, but what unfolded after that. Rocket strike, no problem. A few bullets across a fence, no problem. It's normal. But this was calculated. This was very planned, well thought out, extremely well funded, and Israel dropped the ball in a major way. I'm going to tell you why they dropped the ball too, according to my friends in the IDF and Israelis. So after that, then we have 4,000 rockets in the air. The guys on the ground wearing pants and T-shirts and carrying AKs knock down the fence and start pouring into southern Israel. They started moving toward villages the morning of Yom Kippur, a peaceful, quiet morning, and began to take over villages, kill people, and kidnap them and take them back into Gaza. That is what happened. Now, I see you guys in the chat already. You got it. 50 years to the day. 50 years to the day of the Yom Kippur War. Now, remember, you may not know what the Yom Kippur War is, and this is not the Six-Day War. The Six-Day War in Israel was 1967. The Yom Kippur War was 1973, October the 6th. It was a war between Israel and the coalition of Arab states led by Egypt and Syria. The majority of combat, Sinai Peninsula, Golan Heights. No problem. But pay attention to what happens here. The war began October 6, 73, when the Arab coalition jointly, and I put this in red, launched a surprise attack. Against Israel on the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur, which had occurred during the 10th of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan in that year. Following the outbreak of hostilities, pay attention to the next line of red. Both the United States and the Soviet Union initiated massive resupply efforts to their respective allies during the war, which led to a confrontation between the two nuclear-armed superpowers. That was 1973. Folks, does history repeat itself? If it doesn't, it sure rhymes. We're seeing history roll again, right in front of our eyes. And I'm sorry, a lot of you guys are new here and you do not know what I was sharing 3 and 4 years ago, but we called this. We called it, and if I'd have had time, I would have went and found the prophetic words from 3 years ago, recorded on video forever. We called this. It was going to happen. We did not expect it. Now, the red arrows here. The rockets went out, and on the north and the northeast of Gaza, they began to pour, the militants, the terrorists, began to pour across the border. Now, I was sent some pictures that I'm pretty positive you guys haven't seen. These were sent to me privately. And the title that was sent with them was this. I have written it down. Sorry, written it. It says, "We are shocked and embarrassed as Israelis and the IDF. This was too easy. They shot some rockets and came across our border. The most defended border in the world. Pay attention. In the world. Cameras, drones, military. How did it happen? That's the question. Here's some of the pictures they sent me. They said, we're shocked and embarrassed. How did these guys come across our border? There's the fence. They had knocked it down with the bulldozer. I'll show you that video in a second. I mean, we're talking about on motorcycles, mopeds, and bicycles. That right there is a radar system destroyed. How on earth? Well, we just walk across in our Nike t-shirts. We're coming. Golf carts. This is why they sent me the message. We are embarrassed. They did not roll across our border with tanks. They came with a truck, a golf cart, a motorcycle, and a bicycle. And yes, Amish Marine, you are correct. If you just jumped in, they are going to level it to the ground. Period. So those pictures are sad. How big is Gaza? 41 kilometers by 10 kilometers. For you, those of you in the U.S., King Raccoon, I think South Korea is the most defended border, but Israel still messed up major. Yeah, you're right. DMZ there is defended as well. However, we just had an American run across the border, so I'm not sure. They're both well defended. For those of you knowing miles, UK, US, 25 miles by 6 miles, population 2.1 million. 2.1 million. Yeah, this is the serious stuff, man. And I'm telling you, Jeff, you're right. Thank you for being our moderator, one of them. Mopeds and golf carts, they are extremely insulted. I'm not here making jokes tonight. I'm here to try to tell you guys the truth. And they are extremely embarrassed, and they're going to level Gaza to the ground, and we're on the edge of being even closer to a global conflict. And I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm not an alarmist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. This is just easy to see. This is easy to see. So this is the information I got and received, and I trust these guys. This is how it happened. The rocket fire on Israeli cities was used as a diversionary maneuver to divert Israel's attention and resources. It did. They launched 4,000 rockets in the air. Hundreds of militants were able to cross the Gaza border through a passage in the fence, despite the high level of security of the area with thousands of cameras, drones, and border guards. The surprise for Israel was the use of drones by Palestinian militants that dropped grenades on armored vehicles. Hamas, to this point, according to the IDF, did not have that technology that they were aware of. So the question I have for you is, where did it come from? Well, it's easy where it came from. Who has perfected the ability to drop grenades with drones? There's two nations that has perfected it. It's Russia and Ukraine. In the war, in a drone war, they have perfected that. They can do it perfectly. Number 4, Hamas was able to catch Israeli border guards by surprise, capture prisoners and armored vehicles, destroy tanks, destroy radar systems with golf carts and AKs and grenades and RPGs. How? I mean, really, how? The main targets of the Palestinians were not military, but civilians on the border settlements. Their attacks were carried out in cities such as Sderot, Netivot, and Ofakim, where they killed and took dozens of people hostage. Initially, an attack, Hamas met almost no resistance. Once again, how do you meet no resistance? Those are the questions, not my questions. They are my questions, but it's Israel's questions as well. Now, I want to show you some stuff. Folks, this one's going to be, let me go to this. I'm going to turn a little sideways because I have a lot of video to show you. And this is the best way I can show you. So this is a guy right here I respect highly. His name is Amir Tsarfati, Israeli. This was his statements on this morning.
Israel woke up to the deadliest terrorist attack in its history, and it's not even over yet. It may not even be over in the next few hours. At 6:30 a.m., Hamas opened fire and began massive barrages of rockets, and at the same time began a very comprehensive attack and infiltration from the ground, the air, and the sea. And I'm talking about boats and glides from the air. And hundreds of Palestinian terrorists managed to infiltrate Israeli towns and settlements not too far from Gaza. Dozens of Israelis were killed. Dozens of Israelis were abducted.
Okay, so that was Amir Tsarfati. That was coming out, and believe me, he's extremely well connected. Deep, deep, deep. Okay, now, what was happening? People were jumping on airplanes in the morning, leaving Israel like normal, Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv, and as they were boarding planes, and if you've ever been to Ben Gurion, which I have, been all over Israel, some of the planes you board through jetways, many planes you board via steps outside pads. Here's Ben Gurion this morning. Right when it was happening.
Look at everywhere.
So there we have Ben Gurion. Yeah, imagine trying to load a plane and all of a sudden that happens. Now, somebody tell me how this happens.
أيوة روح الله أكبر جرفوا يا جماعة الله يرحم الجدار روح الله أكبر أيوة الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Okay, so I'm sorry. And my friends in Israel say the same thing. How on earth? You know what, Amish Marine? I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I hate them, but it is possible. It's possible. At this point, it's possible they knew something was going to happen. How could they not? Soldiers guarding that section of the wall failed. Absolutely. It's not even possible, folks. That can't ever happen. I'm just telling you, it's not possible that a bulldozer, heavy equipment, came up to that border fence and was able to take that much time and tear it down, and it was not destroyed. Not possible. Period. Not possible. All right. They're breaching a res. Just
شباب سرايا القدس المظفرة يدخلون فاتحين يا الله فاتحين يا رب سلم يا رب سلم
Do you hear what he's saying? Now, you may not know Arabic there, and I do not know Arabic, but I understood that word, Jerusalem, 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 Jerusalem. They crossed multiple locations. It was absolutely a planned event. But guys, please hear me. There's no way. I mean, there is a way because it happened, I guess. But something's fishy. That's all I'm saying. Something's fishy. There's no way. One place, maybe. 10? No. A bulldozer? No. Bicycles and golf carts and AKs? No. How about this? We just come on motorcycles and invade Israel. I mean, we just come in on motorcycles. And we're having our tanks destroyed.
ايوه طلعوا هاي بطلعوا فيه قاعدين يا جماعه جندي داخل الدبابه حبيبي الان يتم تدريب الحدود جندي الله اكبر من الجندي ناصر طلعوا.
Now, this is where it gets really bad. Yeah, paragliders. This is where it gets bad. And this is what pushed Netanyahu and Israel, their governmental structure, to declare war. Yeah, they were definitely complacent, Tim. Their citizens being kidnapped. How about Israeli grandmothers being forced to pose with the terrorists?
Yeah.
How about in kibbutz walking home to home? That's them on bicycles and motorcycles. This is video from them, guys. This isn't Israel.
هاي عندك جبات مفتوحات كل مفتوح فتحناها داخل مستوطنات انتشار عشرات المستهدفين كم مشاهد فعلنا عشرات الكيلوات مسلحين مع مقاومين كما نشاهد.
How about this one they sent me? Title: Shocking, Embarrassing, and Sad.
الله أكبر ولله الحمد. العافية يا شباب والله حتان الشباب حتان ما تخلوش ولا حاجة البوابات هذول شيلوهن شيل البوابة خذ السفون اللي في الحمام والجيزر هذا بيسوي هنا هات شيل على الفيسبوك بلاش شيل الجيزر تعال الجيزر عندي خربان انا الله اكبر والله الضوء هذا كويس والله تعال راجع الله اكبر ايش هي دمبلز ايوه دمبلز والله حطهم كويسات هاي حديده هاي الحديده العب دمبلز العب الله اكبر هاي يا عم الناس تعبانه خذ امسك ايش في هذا والله حيتان الشباب طبعا المكيف هو يسوي هاي المكيف كيف مخلينه المكيف هذا هاي التخطة هي طيارة هذا.
Israel is completely embarrassed. Hernan, where there's some military resistance at the border. Not initially. That's there was nobody watching those tanks. I mean, goofy. How about terrorists inside Israel?
اللهم في سبيلك.
الله أكبر. تطلع في طيران في طيران في طيران.
Folks, all the video I'm showing you, a majority of it is from the terrorist. I have good friends. This is not Israeli or Al Jazeera, although I'm going to show you an Al Jazeera clip in a second. Now, why is Russia? Why is Israel going to level Gaza? This is it right here. Now, I'm going to show you one more clip, but I'm going to back this up to right here. Okay, do you guys, well, you do. Okay, here you go. If you look in the bottom of that frame, right there, you will see a dark-headed young lady. Now, unfortunately, that young lady was killed. And I have the video of her being paraded after being killed. But if I show that, I'm going to be taken off the air. However, I'm going to scrub in right behind it. So that dark-headed young lady. Okay. Now I'm going to talk to you why this is more than just Israel Hamas. This is Russia. This is Ukraine. This is NATO. This is everybody right here. Okay. You may or may not know this, but this is a fact. 100% confirmed. So the dark-haired young lady, I have scrubbed through the next video where she's displayed very poorly. It's terrible. And this is right after that with these guys parading. So sorry for that. I didn't mean to show that part. That young lady is a German citizen who was attending a music festival in Israel. So now we have a citizen of Germany who was kidnapped, killed. Yeah, sorry to say it. I thought I'd got through it all. Sorry, guys. I don't try to show anything like that ever. I try to explain it to you. I thought I had gotten past all of it. Apologies. But she's German. They're visiting on holiday. She doesn't live there. She lives in Germany at a music festival. Kidnapped, killed, paraded. German citizen. Hello, Schultz. Now, why is this not just Hamas? Why is this not just Hamas? Why is Iran behind this? Why is Russia behind this and a part of it? Well, right here. How about this footage of a drone taking out an Israeli tank, dropping munitions? So this is some of the major thinking behind the connection, of course, to Iran and then logically Russia, which then is connected to Ukraine, which is connected to Europe, which is connected to the United States, NATO, you name it. Hamas doesn't have this type of technology. Israel knows. Yeah, Don Gentilini, this is what I'm saying. I've seen security in Israel. This is so unbelievable, so unbelievable, so out of the normal for them. But these atrocities will not be forgotten. When I have flown into Israel, listen to me, guys, and gotten off the plane, I mean, they checked everything. And I'm coming in as an American and legal and flying in, and there's no words for what we've experienced. Now, not only motorcycles, bulldozers, mopeds, golf carts, trucks, walking, they were even coming on pontoon boats. Of course, that was a mistake. That's footage from IDF. Folks, that is a tractor. Israel released some of that footage, letting people know that, yes, we can do something. So we have seen a bulldozer, a bicycle, a golf cart, a Toyota truck, sea drones, motorcycles, and a tractor. It just doesn't make complete sense. That's all I'm saying. So, of course, Israel started smashing them back. Right here's Al Jazeera.
Guys, you can take me live now.
All right, we're hearing reporters saying, take me live, take me live.
You can take me live now if you want.
Now, I will also tell you that there are reports, and most of them that I've seen and followed up with, even until right before I went live, are confirmed that Hamas was able to capture a senior military officer. Here's another view of that right there, an idea. And folks, you know, I hope I don't get taken off. If I do, we'll find a different solution. But the world needs to see. I mean, this is that's what happens in Ukraine every day. Every day. But the world stopped watching that for the most part. And now we see it in Israel. It's very, very serious. Very. Now let's go back to this. I'll give you some more information here. Current numbers. Here's the current numbers. 4,000 rockets fired within 8 hours from Gaza towards Israel. Official update on dead and injured. 300 Israelis are dead. 1,600 are injured, many of them seriously. 100 kidnapped into Gaza. During the last few hours, the Israeli Navy killed dozens of terrorists who were trying to enter by sea. Confirmed. Citizen reported that his wife and 2 daughters, aged 3 and 5, were not answering the phone after they were in kibbutz. From a trace he did on the phone, Find My iPhone, he saw that the phone was in Khan Yunis, which is inside Gaza. And in Gaza, the numbers are 232 dead and 1,700 wounded from the Israeli airstrikes. Israel's second largest power plant hit by rocket fire today and disabled. The Taliban issuing an official statement that they will conquer Jerusalem if Middle Eastern countries will grant them passage to Israel, such as Saudi Arabia and Jordan. I draw your attention to the airplane in the background, which is an American plane that we left there. So, folks, I'm going to make a statement about that. Raccoon, I see what you're saying, but you need to hear me closely, my friend. The United States is going to do nothing because we have spineless jellyfish in leadership. If Our country is so divided. If you're waiting on America to save anything right now, you need to find another solution because it's not going to happen. Not right now. It's not going to happen. We have cowards in leadership. What needs to happen is the United States roll into the Med, which we have there. Roll over into the Med, an aircraft carrier and an entire battle group, and finish it. Forget NATO. Just go finish it. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. We have cowards. Not only that, folks, this is a result of the cowardly way we left Afghanistan a couple of years ago with our tails between our legs as Biden pulled out our military in the middle of the night like a yellow-backed coward. Look what that got you now, Mr. Biden. You military coward. Now, these cats right here can bring our munition we left, come over and shoot at our own guys, shoot at Israel. Okay, I'm going to stop because I don't want to be ugly. But just remember, guys, this is what we left in Afghanistan. And now that wants to come to Israel and finish it with our supplies. What else do you need to know? This started years ago when we left Afghanistan. When we left Afghanistan, please hear me. When we left Afghanistan, I promise you, my opinion, I promise you, that was the straw that broke the camel's back that put in Putin's mind, I'm going into Ukraine. When we left Afghanistan. In fact, if I go find my old stream, I called it on that. That was the moment we lost our standing on the global stage with these terroristic leaders. They knew at that moment we were weak. Palestine Square in Tehran. Maybe you know, maybe you do not know. But there is a square in Tehran called Palestine Square. On the left, new banner they hung today. The Great Liberation Operation has begun. That's what that banner says on the left in Arabic with the Palestinian flag. The Great Liberation Operation has begun. Now I have a question for you. How quickly that banner was hung today in Tehran. So, wonder how they knew that today was going to be the day. They must have went to Kinko's or the FedEx 60-minute make a banner in Tehran. They must have ordered Jiffy Print. I mean, same day up. And not only that, how about these cats here in the Iranian parliament today? Let's do this one. That says death to Israel, death to America. Death to Israel, death to America. Folks, you just make your own decisions. I came on tonight, special time, to just show you that this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But expected ridiculousness. I mean, I felt like I'm watching the Klingons right there in some Star Trek movie. Gaza 2 hours ago officially closed. officially. Not by Gaza, but by Netanyahu. He says Gaza's closed. It's over 2 hours ago. Israeli Defense Minister today, Yoav Gallant, he said this morning Hamas made a serious mistake and started a war against the state of Israel. Israel Defense Force soldiers are fighting in all areas of enemy penetration. The state of Israel will win this war. At that, Israel announced the start of Operation Iron Swords. The army and police are engaged in heavy fighting with militants who broke through the perimeter of the Gaza Strip. He later came out a couple of hours ago in a video, and he made one statement. He said, "Leave Gaza. We are coming, and we're bringing hell with us." That is Gallant's quote. Netanyahu called on residents of Gaza Strip to leave Gaza immediately. He said, quote, "We will avenge this dark day and turn Gaza into a city of ruins." Now, here's the difference between Israelis, especially Netanyahu, and other leaders in the world. Gaza is already in ruins. They've already been embarrassed this morning. Now, it's not going to come 6 months later and Iran and Hamas are making fun where Netanyahu said you were going to level Gaza and you didn't. Gaza, it's over. We will turn all the places in this evil city where Hamas hides into ruins. The Israeli army is using all its power. Gazans leave immediately. Netanyahu addressed the Israeli people and residents of Gaza with these words. Additional mass texts this evening have been sent to all citizens of Gaza from the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, saying, get out. They're coming. Benjamin Netanyahu then tweeted, he said, "We are entering a long and difficult war." Note, they've already declared war, number one. Number two, not a special operation. It's not some response. War, long and difficult. We were forced into this war by the murderous attack of Hamas. The first phase ends in these hours with the destruction, first phase, of most of the enemy forces that have penetrated into our territory. At the same time, we have begun the offensive phase, and it will continue unconditionally without respite until the goals are achieved. We'll return security to citizens of Israel and win. I will tell you this from friends I've talked to that work in our IDF. Israel's military plans are much different than Russia's, for example, or other nations. Israel typically plans for 72-hour wars. Now, I know they extend it further, but they literally have plans for 72 hours of activity where they want to try to end it. So I'm expecting over the next 2 or 3 days, and by Monday for sure, something goes sideways tomorrow, we'll be back again. But by Monday, we're going to have a lot more clarity on this. Here's Netanyahu. No, I do not know Hebrew. My friends gave me the translation. Dear citizens of Israel, please make no mistake about this. We are now officially at war. This is not a military operation only. This is not just another round of attacks or fighting like we have experienced in the past. But with Hamas and what they have done against us, this is absolutely a war. And our enemy will pay a price so high that it was not even aware is possible. So there you have it. That is Benjamin Netanyahu. Last couple of things I want to give you tonight. So how does this now connect to Russia and Ukraine? It's all connected, folks. Here is propagandist Mardan. He runs with Solovyov and Margarita Simeon about today's Hamas attack on Israel. Beauty, period. You see that? Beauty, period. In any case, there is some use positively for Russia in this chaos because the global frogs will be distracted away from Ukraine for a while and will get busy helping to put out the eternal Middle East fire. Could be some truth in that. Not the frogs, but the diversion of attention. Medvedev, former president of Russia, said the start of hostilities between Hamas and Israel, and look, they know, on the 50th anniversary of the start of the Yom Kippur War is an event that could have been expected. This is what Washington and its allies should have been dealing with. The conflict between Israel and Palestine has been going on for decades, and the U.S. is a key player there. But instead of actively working on a Palestinian-Israeli resolution, these idiots came to us and are busily helping the Ukrainians, neo-Nazis, by destroying Ukraine. What can stop America's maniacal passion to ignite conflicts everywhere on the planet? Putin hasn't spoken on this yet. No, he has not made one statement. If he does, I'll have it for you. So, folks, that's the connection there. It's all connected. Now, what I can tell you, you see the hat on my head. We're standing with Ukraine, do permoga, until the victory. However, the war in Ukraine is directly affected by what happens in Israel, what happens in Iran, what happens in Turkey, EU, United States, North Korea, China. It's all connected. So it will be impossible to, if this continues to unfold, as I think it will be impossible to ignore the connections. So we will do the best service we can to see the connections. But of course, our focus here is Ukraine, but there's no way that we can ignore what is happening here because it's connected. So I hope tonight I was able to answer the question a little bit. Is this connected? And the answer is 100% yes. I'm getting text messages right now. Please tell us more at church tomorrow. You know, Ricochet, Netanyahu did say we will use everything at our disposal. We'll see, guys. This is very, 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 very important. This is monumental. And I thank you for being here on this special update. Yeah, you're right. Diversion, aid, attention to other world matters will hurt Ukraine. That's correct. But what I can promise you guys in here, we will not lose our attention on Ukraine. That's second home, and we're with Ukraine until victory. That will not change, but we will see what else tags along with it. Guys, I thank you for being here on this Saturday night, taking time out of your schedule. And guys, we'll see what happens. I'll be watching it. Need to get back on here live. That's why you need to make sure you have the notifications on, because I sent an update out this morning saying coming on tonight, and I'll keep you guys posted. Now, with that said, see, listen, look at that. Folks, it's never quiet. It's never quiet at 10 o'clock Eastern. At 5 a.m., there's always an alarm, Ukraine time, somewhere. Always. Don't need an alarm tonight. Got enough chaos going on in the world. Let that unfold and let a little rest happen. It is all connected. Appreciate you guys. You be blessed, and we will see you definitely Monday night, if not before. Be blessed. Have a good Saturday evening, Monday morning, Sunday morning, wherever you're at. Good night.
Слава Україні!
Героям слава!